comes that dreamer, they said to each other. Genesis 37, verse 19. Muraho, everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Musical English. So, for today's episode, we're going to be talking about the musical called Fame. Have you heard of it? And the song we're going to be focusing on is called Bring On Tomorrow. So before we start learning some English terms and learning about the lyrics of the song, let's start talking about the show. Fame is a musical based on the 1980 musical film with the same title. Through song and dance, Fame follows 4 years in the lives of talented students who attend a performing arts school in New York, the fame-obsessed Carmen, the ambitious actress Serena, the quiet violinist Shlomo, the talented but illiterate dancer Tyrone, the determined actor Nick, the overweight dancer Mabel, the wisecracking comedian and bad boy Joe, and the financially strapped dancer Iris. The stories of these students show the audience the ambitions, successes, challenges, and failures of these talented and versatile students who experience life's hurdles in their journey to become stars. Also, do you remember today's Bible verse? Genesis 37, verse 19. Here comes that dreamer, they said to each other. Let's try to meditate and interpret this verse as we learn English today.
Here comes the dreamer, they said to each other. Genesis 37:19.
So what do you feel about this verse?
This verse, actually the whole chapter, it is talking about the story of Joseph and how they recognized him, but they didn't know it is connected to what Jesus or God had put inside Joseph. So this verse shows people that will recognize us. They will recognize you and what you are doing for Jesus, but not everyone will appreciate it. Even your family, Joseph's family, they're the one who sold him. So you don't have to be discouraged, I think, and you don't have to stop or everything. You have to continue doing it, even though there is consequences after. But God will comfort you, as we said in the other verse.
Yes. How do you think this verse can be an inspiration to people?
My inspiration is that people know what you're doing. So not everyone will believe in Jesus, not everyone will believe in God, but they will keep knowing and recognize you. And your actions can be the Bible people are reading. You don't know, but people outside, they can be reading the Bible by your actions. So it's good they identify you with knowing God better, with good deeds like that. So when they said, here comes the dreamer, they will recognize what is inside you. So don't lose that.
Oh,
yeah.
What did you feel when you heard this verse?
저는 다른 뮤지컬 요셉과 어메이징 드림 코트가 또 생각이 났는데요. 요셉이 그랬던 것처럼 역시 하나님은 꿈을 꾸게 하시고 그것을 이루어 주신다고 생각이 들었습니다.
Then how do you think this verse can be applied in the musical Fame?
Fame에서 배우들이 각 꿈을 꾸는 각 역할들을 소화하게 돼요. 그래서 하루하루 열심히 춤을 추고 노래를 하고 연기를 하고 트레이닝을 하고 그러면서 또 좌절을 겪고 또 하드워크이라는 노래를 통해서 힘듦을 또 표현을 하기도 하거든요. 근데 결국 이 꿈이 이루어지길 소망하고 기도하면서 살아가는 이 배우들을 이 구절을 통해서 하루하루 열심히 살아가는 꿈을 위해서 쫓아가는 연기를 또 했으면 좋겠습니다.
Moving on to the song. The opening number of the first act, called Hard Work, screams how hard it is to act, dance, and do music. This screaming and this music shows how everyone singing the song experiences so much difficulty, but also how they want it so much. But while the song plays, the other side of the stage sings, wait, wait. Then, at the end of the second act, this song, Bring On Tomorrow, plays after all the school drama has played out. The violinist Shlomo sings the song and leads the song after telling the class that Carmen has died from a drug overdose, and they sing the song together in her memory and as they await their exciting futures ahead of them. We're going to be listening to the original London cast version of the song, so I recommend you take a listen on YouTube. Alright, now let's learn some English. In the lyrics of Bring On Tomorrow, there are many phrases. The first phrase we're going to be talking about is blank enough. Blank enough. Alright, and this means to be sufficient. To be sufficient in something. For example, if you're happy enough, you're sufficient in your happiness. If you are talented enough, that means you are talented enough, you're good enough to do this. You have enough talent to do something. In the lyrics, it says, are we really strong enough to fulfill what the future demands? Do we have enough strength, is what it's asking. Another example of this phrase would be, I made sure I ate enough breakfast so I won't be hungry during my classes. I made sure I ate enough breakfast. I ate enough breakfast. This means that I need to eat a sufficient amount of breakfast for a full day of classes. The next phrase we're going to be talking about is to make a pledge. To make a pledge. And this means to make a serious promise to do something. To make a promise, a pact. In the lyrics, it says, we can all make a pledge that the whole human race will become what we want it to be. We can all make a pledge that the whole human race will become what we want it to be. Another example, I made a pledge that I would be her husband for the rest of our lives. I made a pledge that I would be her husband for the rest of our lives. Meaning that this person has made a serious promise to be wedded to his wife for the rest of his life. The next phrase we're going to be talking about is to bring on something. To bring something on. Bring on blank. And this means to cause, to lead to, or to result in. It results in something. Okay, so in the lyrics, it says, bring on tomorrow, let it shine. And this is saying, hey, tomorrow, come. It's telling tomorrow to come. It's telling tomorrow to happen. Another example, he's brought it upon himself. He did not wear a jacket when it was freezing cold. He brought it upon himself. He did not wear a jacket when it was freezing cold. That means that this person, he has caused himself to catch a cold by not wearing a jacket in cold weather. He brought it upon himself. All right, the next phrase we're going to learn is make a difference. To make a difference. And this phrase, it means to have a significant effect on a person or a situation. So in the lyrics, the phrase is used like this. We can make a difference. It's not too late. The students sing this together talking about how it's not too late to make a difference. Another example of make a difference would be, the scholarship made a huge difference in my life because I no longer had to work jobs while attending school. The scholarship made a huge difference. This means that the scholarship had a very important and significant effect on the person because it really helped them cover their school expenses. Make a difference. Got it? All right, then moving on to some vocab words. In the lyrics, we hear the word fulfill. Fulfill. And this means to bring to completion or reality. It also means to achieve. Achieve something. So in the lyrics, it says, are we really strong enough to fulfill what the future demands? Are we strong enough to fulfill what the future demands? Another example would be, I want to fulfill my destiny in a career in musical theater. That means I want to achieve my career in musical theater. The next word we're talking about is race. R-A-C-E, race. And this means a group of people sharing the same culture, history, language, etc. And in the lyrics, they use the word like this. We can all make a pledge that the whole human race will become what we want it to be. And in this lyric, they're talking about the human race. The third vocabulary word we're learning today is fairy tale. Fairy tale. And a fairy tale is a children's story about magical and imaginary beings and lands or something magical, idealized, or extremely happy. An example of fairy tale in the lyrics would be like this. But the fairy tale land fades away as we grow. The fairy tale land, that means the happy land, the idealized happy land. Fairy tale, happy. Got it? All right, now if you're ready, we're going to move on to a pop quiz. The first question, fill in the blank with a vocabulary word. What is your favorite blank? Mine is Cinderella. It was the first book my mother read to me. One more time. What is your favorite blank? Mine is Cinderella. It was the first book my mother ever read to me. Take a guess. All right, if you guessed fairy tale, then you are correct. What is your favorite fairy tale? Mine was Cinderella. It was the first book my mother ever read to me. So we're talking about stories, the magical land stories that we're so used to. Moving on to the second pop quiz question, fill in the blank with a phrase. If they want blank, they need to work a lot harder. This organization is very conservative and they don't like to change things. One more time. If they want blank, they need to work a lot harder. This organization is very conservative and they don't like to change things. What goes in the blank? All right, did you guess make a difference? If so, then you're correct. If they want to make a difference, they need to work a lot harder. This organization is very conservative and they don't like to change things. Okay? If they want to make a difference, they need to work a lot harder. Great job. The third pop quiz question. Fill in the blanks using a vocabulary word. If you try your hardest, I believe you can blank your dreams. One more time. If you try your hardest, I believe you can blank your dreams. Fill in the blank. All right, the answer is fulfill. If you try your hardest, I believe you can fulfill your dreams, which means I believe you can make it come true. Got it? All right, how did you do on your pop quiz? Do you need to review? That's totally fine. Well, great job today. I hope you learned something about both the musical Fame and the song Bring On Tomorrow. And I hope you learned some great English expressions and words that you can use in your everyday life. Yay! Stay tuned and I'll see you in the next episode of Musical English. Bye!